that was rebuilt, that was restored. Because he didn't get sidetracked into these small differences over land, whose authority. That's what they were doing. They were laughing at Nehemiah. Whose authority? Who? Did the king give you? The king, the governor of the land? What? Who gave you this authority? The Prushim came to Yahshua and said, tell us, by what authority do you do these things? And Yeshua said, I'll answer you. Yochanan's mikvah, was it of man or from heaven? They said, we cannot tell. Yeshua said, really? That just shows you how spiritually discerned you are. Neither do I tell you. By what authority I do these things. Yeshua didn't get sidetracked into the arguments and the discussions and the debates over where he got his authority. Because the people heard him because he taught as one having authority, unlike the Prushim and unlike the Tzaddukim. Can I hear a good amen? Amen. He knew his calling. He didn't get sidetracked by his critics. Do you realize, you think we have it tough? You think we have it tough? People come, people go, they don't stick around, they don't stay focused, they don't stay faithful. You see them one Shabbat, you don't see them for 6 months. They walk out, they do their own thing, they're not interested in what we're doing, they're not interested in what... You think we got it tough? Do you realize every time Yeshua HaMashiach taught, there were people in the crowd waiting to destroy him? Everywhere he traveled, they followed him. They were stalkers. Today we would call them stalkers. Yeshua was constantly stalked. Constantly. They would not come to hear him teach. They would come to what? To trap him in his words. These people were more faithful than most of you are. The ones who come here every Shabbat. They were more faithful than most of you are. Wherever Yeshua would teach, they would be there. Whenever that man opened his mouth, man in the sense of the heavenly Adam with the heavenly body, the whole wheat unleavened bread. Whenever that man would open his mouth, they'd be right there in the crowd. They were so faithful, but they weren't there to receive the teachings of the Malchut. They were there to catch him in something so they can go to Pilate or go to Caesar and report him to the authorities. Amen. Do you know there are people like that listening on the radio right now? Yes. Mm-hmm. If Darryl was here, he'd say, oh man, that's true. Yes. They don't listen to be humbled. They don't listen to be corrected. They don't listen to grow in the Malchut, in the Chesed and Chain of our Moshiach Yahshua. They're just waiting to take something. Some of them even have the tape recorder going. Do you know that? They have the MP3 player going to get a clip. They get a clip so they could send it to other people. I could say something, but I won't. Because I'm not going to get caught up in their battles. Amen. Amen. I'm going to raise up a school. I'm going to teach the children, as it is written, all your children will be taught by Yahweh. I'm not going to get caught up and sidetracked in that filth. I'm going to keep myself unspotted from the world. I'm going to obey and do what Yahweh allows me to do if he tells me I can do it. And I will not do things that Yahweh tells me I cannot do. I will get my goal, my reward, and my vision defined by Yahweh and not by man. Learn to choose. Could Yeshua have made an issue? Could he have smoked out his spies every time he taught? Every time he taught, could he have said, get up? Simon says, get up. I know why you're really here. I know you're really a spy. I know you're not. No, he just let him say, Geg is unto him. You want to follow me? You want to be a groupie? Be a groupie. You want to stalk me? Why? Because he didn't what? He chose his battles wisely. But when the Prushim showed up, and when it was time to expose their hypocrisy, he exposed their hypocrisy because he had a goal in mind. He had the spoil in mind. What was the spoil of exposing their hypocrisy? The spoil was Israel would see the hypocrisy of their leaders and they would repent and make teshuvah. But he didn't get into arguments for the sake of arguments. He didn't get caught up in debates for the sake of debates. Can I hear a good amen? Amen. Choose your battles wisely. You know what the stupidest of battles is? Trying to go back in the past and change things. Amen. Trying to go back in the past and saying, will you take me back? Can we have a new start? Can you come back to me? Trying to make people love you that don't have a love for you. Trying to make people accept you, and they never will accept you. And even if they do accept you, it's under duress. You're wasting your energy. You're fighting a battle. Do you understand what I'm saying? Amen. Let's get this through our Messianic Nazarene Israelite heads. Some people will never take you back. Amen. Some people will never be right with you. Amen. Some people will never find the light. Amen. Some people will never accept you the way Messiah Yeshua has accepted you. Amen. Unconditionally, and declared you to be holy and blameless before him in love, Ephesians 1:4. Why settle for a counterfeit love when you have the greatest love that anybody can have, which is the Messiah Yeshua, who has declared you to be holy and blameless before the foundation of the world. He's called me holy, blameless, and the beloved. So we get our attaboys from the Ruach HaKodesh. When Yahweh's called you to do something and given you a mission, and men try to pressure you or manipulate you to change your mind, to change your view, to change your doctrine, you've got to hold fast to the bricks and the walls and the mortar of restoration, somebody.
Amen.
If everybody in Bnei Yeshua synagogues worldwide leaves me, I will not. Unless Yahweh shows me that I need something that I need to change, I'm not going to change. Why get caught up in battles and skirmishes with people, places, and things? Because when you've got to choose your battles wisely. Because if you don't, you fall into the trap of the enemy. You fall right into the trap of the enemy. He said, she said. He said, she said. So look at Nehemiah in chapter 4, verse 6. So we build. And then when we build the entire wall, that's symbolic of the whole house of Israel, 12 tribes. Well, we joined together. The people had a mind and a lave to do the work of Yahweh. When you have a heart and a mind to do the work of Yahweh, you will fight no battles. And the battles that Yahweh has chosen for you, He will fight. Amen. You and I do not have to fight any battles. The battles that He has chosen for you, He will fight.
Amen.
The ones you choose for yourself, it's a lost cause. We need to choose our battles wisely. Look at verse 7. Sanballat didn't stop. Tobiah didn't stop. The Arabians didn't stop. The Ammonites didn't stop. The Ashdodites, that's Gaza Strip, by the way, didn't stop. They heard that the goal was being accomplished. The vision was coming into fruition. The broken places and people were beginning to be fixed. And when the world sees the fruit of restoration, they will become very, very angry.
Amen.
Listen, when you refuse to get sucked in to battles that you're not called to wage, watch the reaction of the world. They're going to get angry. You know why they're going to get angry? Because you didn't fall for their trick. You didn't get caught up in wars that you weren't supposed to get caught up in. Or when they can't manipulate you, and when they can't trap you, they turn against you and get angry against you. Have you ever had anybody in your life try to change you, and when they couldn't change you, all of a sudden they became your enemy? Did you ever have that happen to you? They try to make you do something, and you wouldn't do it. And they tried to get you sucked into a skirmish that wasn't of Yahweh, that had no vision, no spoil. And when you refused, what happened? They turned against you, and they just disappeared from your life. So look at verse 8. Is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
I said, is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
Nehemiah 4:8. You know, it's like the boy or the girl who keeps going back to the boyfriend. Something's wrong with us. We need to prove our self-worth. We need to prove our love, that we're lovely enough to be accepted. And it's like the girl who has 10 guys chasing her. She